I want for Christmas is my two front teeth. My two front teeth. See my two front teeth.
Hi everybody. Well, it looks like Christmas came early. See how long these last. Now, I gotta say, I don't really read mysteries. I don't like them, unless it's a rather good one that somehow catches my interest. You know, complicated murder plots involving old country squires and sharp old ladies who can spot a clue in the middle of a mud storm leaves me kind of cold. I know, mysteries aren't all that, and there are plenty of them in completely different settings, but that's not the part of it that moves me. What I really like are police procedurals. Freaking love those. And, well, okay, why don't I do then the top 10 best police procedurals that I've read? Because a police procedural is a mystery. Something needs to be solved, and there are now so many genres and subgenres expanding like a warren of prolific rabbits that I just want to keep it simple. The difference for me, whether it's a mystery or a police procedural, is who's involved, the professionals or the amateurs. If it's the amateurs, it's a straight-up mystery. If it's the badge-carrying, kicking-down-door type professionals, then it's a procedural. Now, this being America, well, at least today, feel free to create your own genres, subgenres, categories, whatnot. Without further ado, number 10, The Name of the Rose by Umberto Eco. What an extraordinary story set in the bad old days of monasteries and witches and getting burned at the stake. Brother William of Baskerville, get it? Sent to an Italian abbey to investigate rumors of heresy. Then people start dropping like flies. Eco has puzzles within puzzles that smack of some of the best historical conspiracy theories that you've ever heard of. A mystery because Brother William is extraordinarily brilliant, but he's not carrying a badge. Well, sort of, but it's ecclesiastical. Presumed Innocent by Scott Turow. Turow's first and best novel, despite writing several others since that are pretty darn good. Rusty Savage, prosecutor of Kindle County, which is a thinly disguised version of Cook County, becomes the main suspect when his former assistant and lover, Carolyn Polhamus, is found murdered. Things are not what they seem, of course. Number 8, Smila's Sense of Snow by Peter Hoag. Smila, whatever. One of those dark Scandinavian mystery novels that are just so much fun to read. Smila is a snow expert. I mean, having grown up in Greenland, how could you not be? So when a child she befriended is found dead, ostensibly from a fall, she looks at the snow prints and knows immediately it was murder. Then the fun begins, some of it spinning wildly out of control with trips to glaciers and Smila masquerading as a stewardess. Stick with it though. Number 7, The Black Dahlia by James Elroy. It's almost a trope now that LA in the 40s and 50s was nothing but a cesspool of murder and police corruption. See Mulholland Falls. This is a fictionalized account of the vicious Black Dahlia murder which happened in 1947. Two LA detectives, Bucky and Lee, take the case on and spend more time fighting each other than they do trying to solve it. Number 6, Snow Falling on Cedars by David Gutterson. This is a murder mystery that might be a police procedural and is actually more of a romance than anything, with family, saga, and thriller elements thrown in. Something for everyone. In 1954, a local fisherman is found tangled in his nets, and it turns out it was murder, and the most likely suspect is Kabuo Miyamoto, a former member of the Nisei Battalion who fought in Italy in World War II, who has issues with the victim. All of this in a community with extreme Japanese hatred, given that World War II finished just a few years before. Number 5, An Instance of the Finger Post by Ian Pears. A murder in 1663 London is told from the viewpoint of 4 characters intimately involved with the event. Think of it as Rashomon in, Renaissance England. There are appearances by John Locke and Robert Boyle, among others, as each character reveals certain aspects that eventually leads to the murder's solving. Or does it? Number 4, The Blessing Way by Tony Hillerman. The first of the Joe Leaphorn Jim Chi detective series set on the Navajo reservations in Arizona and New Mexico, and one of my favorite all-time series, which I guess I should have included in my top 10 series video, so I guess that means I need to do another one. Joe Leaphorn is a tribal police officer when he gets a visit from a white college friend of his who was researching Navajo witchcraft. At the same time, Joe is looking for a young Navajo who thinks he murdered someone in a fight, but it turns out the victim was only injured and Joe's trying to bring him in. What do these two things have in common? Well, you'll see. Number 3, The Keeper of Lost Causes by Jussi Adler-Olsen. Another one of those dark Scandinavian murder and mayhem novels, the first of the Department Q series, in which Carl Mork, a disgraced detective, is demoted to the cold case squad, which consists of only him and the best sidekick in all of police literature, a guy named Assad. Just love that guy. Mork is expected to just fade away into oblivion, but he picks up a file about a disappeared politician and decides to pursue it into one of the most nightmare scenarios that I've read in a very long time. Made a pretty decent movie out of this, too. I mean, this Department Q series, that's another one I should have included in that video. Number 2, QB7 by Leon Uris. One of the best Uris novels, which is saying a lot. Not so much a mystery nor a police procedural as it's more of a courtroom drama involving a libel case and a person who may or may not be a sadistic concentration camp doctor. They made a decent miniseries out of this one. Yeah, they did. And number 1, And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. The ultimate mystery story, the prototype, the one that, in my humble opinion, launched the career of thousands of blue-haired ladies snooping in their neighbors' gardens for discarded murder weapons. There is, of course, none of that in here, but 10 people who have been invited to a secluded mansion by a mysterious millionaire, and who, one by one, drop dead, in various entertaining ways. The slowly diminishing guests are the many detectives all trying to figure out who among them is killing the others. So why is this the prototype? Because it's the most famous of the garden shop murders where screaming amateurs use their wits to resolve the matter, launching a cottage industry of crime solvers everywhere. And it's pretty good. Okay, that does it.